So we have never, guys, seen altcoins this oversold. Not during COVID, not during 2023, which this was a very silent, quiet bear market year. Not during 2024, I believe that's supposed to say. This always ends one way, which is higher. And if you look at every time, this is others, so altcoins versus ETH market cap. Every time it dips down to these lows and crosses, specifically hits or crosses this line, which you can see it's the lowest possible, it has bounced back. And Alex Becker says he can't stress this enough. This is your last chance. We are on the tipping point of crypto. The DeFi tipping point is already here, referring to Donald Trump and his new launch. AI, real-world assets, gaming, infrastructure upgrades to everything we do will immediately follow, talking about the actual use cases and utility of crypto and blockchain in the real world. This will cause the biggest speculation. Okay, so utility is coming, which will lead to crazy amounts of overvaluations and speculations on how much this should be valued at, or not even looking at the market caps, but just going absolutely crazy. And all this speculation will lead into crypto for two reasons. Because of the Ponzi nature of coins, ease of access, and little to no regulation, the level of speculation will be faster than anything we've ever seen in stocks, as you saw last season when it went absolutely nuclear, and Dogecoin did an 800% return in just one day, adding something like $40 billion to its market cap. He says crypto is now finally being recognized, at least by legislation, as a legitimate asset. You mix that with how much crypto will change the world, and we have the ultimate monster. Financial.com hype, Wild West rules, aka no rules, and essentially unlimited money flooding into the market. This will cause the biggest money nuclear bomb in the alt market that we have ever seen. I don't say that this is your last chance because I know exactly when it's going to happen. I'm saying that it most certainly will happen. And that time is likely in the next few months, the banana zone of this 2025 run. And when it does happen, we will never see something this ridiculous again. You won't be able to catch up or trade your way in after. You must be in already before it blows up, either now or previously. After, he thinks it's going to be a massive crypto meltdown as everything absolutely crashes, which I also agree. But the risk is to the upside. The risk is not getting in and not seeing these 50x returns, and it always has been. The risk isn't losing money, it's being left behind when the biggest crazy Ponzi nuclear money ever happens. Do as you will. And even Peter from House of Crypto agrees. He says, if there was never euphoria, the bull market never finished, which means that alt season is still ahead of us and not behind us. Be grateful that we have more time to accumulate. Do you think the bull market is over? Because there has been no euphoria, and 0 out of the 30 bull market over indicators have gone off, including an obvious one, which is looking at the market cap of Tether, which is how much money is being onboarded into crypto, as they're literally minting billions of dollars of liquidity into these stable coins as people are coming into crypto ready for the super cycle. And there are some very specific coins, there's 3 in this video, that I think will absorb a lot of this liquidity. And I want to start with this token because there's a very interesting tweet from Alex Becker that's only got 3,000 views that I thought really represents his view on where we are in the market cycle. So Investor Jordan says, Austin must see the bulls step in to defend PIN. Sitting at just a $50 million market cap right now, I can see this pushing past $1 billion by year's end. Easily one of my biggest RWA holdings this cycle. Remember, Alex Becker says that RWA has not had its time in the light yet. He responded saying, Pinlink will be at a $500 million market cap easy within a few months, showing that he thinks, if we go down to Pinlink, it's currently sitting at, like the guy said, a $50 million market cap. He thinks there's an easy 10x to go here, and you can see at its peak, it hit a 250 mil market cap during that euphoric season in late 2024, which we have not had again in 2025 yet. And so it's funny because you're like, oh my God, the market is so chill, the market's so quiet, everyone's pretty fearful out there right now, except for in some certain projects, but you forget what it's like to have Pinlink run up to a 250 mil market cap. And I think that wick of that candle actually hit something closer to 350 mil market cap because that was one of many tokens that were doing it when the market sentiment was here. So him saying 500 mil market cap, I look at it and be like, oh, that seems a little bit like crazy. That would 10x our money. And then I remember back to how crazy it was during that euphoric cycle. I'm like, okay, I understand exactly where he's pulling that from. Because he got back into Pinlink back in November 2024. And he says, for your information, full transparency, I've not only taken a position in Pinlink, but like most of my big moves, connected with them to consult and advise their marketing. I believe he's bought OTC and has an insane 7-figure bag of Pinlink. So he actually believes that this thing is going to fly. And what they are is they're the first real-world asset tokenized decentralized physical infrastructure network platform, empowering users with fractionalized ownership of DPIN assets, which basically allows you to have a fractionalized ownership without owning an entire physical infrastructure network. You can buy basically smaller shares into that physical infrastructure network, currently sitting at a 60 mil fully diluted value. Another token, which isn't specifically a Berka token, but is in a niche that is, as Ilya Trade says, is heating up. Crypto gaming is heating up, Ilya tweeted today. First of all, he responded saying, I will die on this hill. People will eventually learn the value of conviction. Thank you for your attention in this matter. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, they look back in 2017 and 2021, even 2013 at these crazy up spikes and all the original Bitcoin holders who got rich and got lucky. They don't see the crazy volatility and conviction that they had to hold through for literally years before they got that payoff. And Ilya was there, and he understands it's going to be a lot of doubters, a lot of haters out there, but the conviction is what pays when the banana zone finally hits. Alex Becker says, yes, it is, meaning crypto gaming is definitely heating up again. And one of the top tokens and a partner of this channel is Medicaid in the gaming world. Carl Chassis, another guy we track here on the channel, says that Web3 gaming overall is undervalued. And when it takes off, my eyes are on the Medicaid microcap. It is still a microcap token. Medicaid has 25 plus live games, 1,000 plus monthly players, 27 tournaments, and 5K prizes. It has base app integration, dedicated to base layer 3 with Coinbase, and Medicaid as gas, which means it's a deflationary token. High risk, high reward if catalysts align. And I agree, it is a high risk, high reward if catalysts align. But as the founder tweeted out here, russbase.eth, he says, I'm not a technical analysis, but the Medicaid correlation to the altcoin season index is scarily accurate. And you can see literally the altcoin season index reflects almost 1-to-1 Medicaid's price in their token. And I see this with ZKML as well. There are these microcap, very volatile looking tokens that really love to ride the ups and downs of the market. So if you're betting on the market going up, something like Medicaid at microcap would be a highly leveraged play on top of that. In fact, OhmOhm says, now that the market is red, could you give us a 20x coin? Talking to Peter from House of Crypto, who has literally one of the most influential YouTube crypto channels that exist. We did this in another video. He gets more views than me and Alex Becker's channel put together. He says a 20x coin is Medicaid. There's two. He tweeted this back in March of this year. And there was another partner of Medicaid, which was Lab of Crypto, or the Lady of Crypto, whose YouTube channel is absolutely flying. And although she's not currently recommending microcaps and altcoins, she thinks we're still in that Ethereum part of the phase. I believe as we descend into alt season, she's going to get in front of a lot of normies and a lot of the mainstream and be able to recommend top tokens, potentially like Medicaid. Now, Medicaid actually launched on top of Zora. And if you don't know what Zora is, they're basically they're trying to be a social media channel that pays you, where every post is its own token and every user has their own market cap. And Medicaid actually launched Medicaid Max as a fun experiment on top of Zora. And Zora's been popular recently because you've got Carzonomics, who are really leading the way at an $18 million market cap. But you have someone like Balaji, who's at a $6.3 million market cap. And he actually got tweeted by the founder of Coinbase. And Medicaid are strongly aligning with Coinbase and all of their new innovations. You can see the Medicaid Max is currently ranked at number 21 of all-time top creators at the moment, on top of Zora. And why I mention this is because Medicaid are really trying to tap into the 120 million users on top of Coinbase. They are launching new features, they're launching new projects, they're launching new deflationary measures, all trying to be one of the front and square in the middle of the action for Coinbase as the market pumps and as these 120 million users come back online and start to buy crypto. Medicaid is still a microcap at a $22 million market cap. You can see it really rides that market sentiment and it's pulled back in this recent market sentiment pullback. But of course, as this correlation continues, as market sentiment comes back, I could see Medicaid doing extremely well. Now, for the third token that Alex Becker is also extremely bullish on, not just on the tech, but on the token, because he talked about Pinlink will be at $500 million market cap easy in a few months, which is funny because when I read this tweet, I'm like, I forgot. It woke me up. I remember hundreds of millions of dollars of market cap not being a big deal. I remember Hash launching at like 150 million market cap and me buying in and then doubling my money as it went to a 300 mil market cap. But as the strong sentiment fades away, it's hard to remember those things. And so it's interesting with this last token, which is a CryptoGo John token and an Alex Becker token. And he's talking about ATOR, PAL, and OXO. But Becker says multi-billion-dollar market caps incoming. Now, this was earlier this year when he talked about it. Now, ATOR is, of course, rebranded to Anyone. He says, everyone knows how powerful PAL is, but ATOR is an absolutely hidden monster, a hidden monster that people are not aware of yet. Its tech will change the entire DePIN space. He's a massive fan of DePIN and RWA, and he thinks Anyone, which is also currently at that $53 million level, won't just go to the 500 mil, but it will extend into the billions of dollars of range, of which Anyone is a team that is strongly building, and I personally can see this doing extremely well as that market sentiment turns around and we go into that euphoric season where we can all put our buckets out, catch the money that's raining down from the sky, ready for the massive crash on the other side. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.